سوا على الهوا
سوا عطول
سوا على الهوا ياتيكم عبر أثير إذاعة
صباح الخير أمريكا.
من يوم اللي اتكون يا وطني الموج كنا سوا.
تعرفوا شيء، احنا كتير بنهتم بالمقبلات بالأكل الشامي،
واحنا بنهتم بالبهارات والتسبيكة في الأكل المصري،
واحنا نهتم هواية باللحوم وجودتها بالأكل العراقي، واحنا في مطعم عشتار نهتم بيكم. اعتمدوا علينا أيا كان. نحن في عشتار نعرف أن لكل مذاق أسرار، فنحن نقدم أجود أنواع اللحوم من ملحمة عشتار الواقعة على 56865 راين رود.
عشتار قصة حضارة ترويها لكم أطباقنا المميزة في كل زيارة.
تفضلوا بزيارتنا في 3625 East 15 Mile Road ستيرلينغ هايتس.
مطعم عشتار بإدارة فادي بهنام وعلي البغدادي. 586-698-2585 586-698-2585.
Dear Dearborn residents, this is Adel Mozip, your candidate for the Dearborn School Board. It's very important to have strong, qualified school board members who are independent and have the students' best interest at heart. I believe I am that candidate who will always listen to your issues and work for you on the board. I have an MBA, a decade of activism for our schools. I'm humbly asking for your vote on November 6th. اسمي عادل موزب، مرشحكم للمجلس التربوي في ديربورن. لي أكثر من 10 سنوات في النشاط التعليمي وماجستير إدارة أعمال. أتشرف بصوتكم في 6 نوفمبر لمستقبل أفضل لأطفالنا. Paid for by Adel Mozip for DPS.
Good morning and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem, editor via Michigan.com and host of the Local Connections on US Arab Radio, the best ethnic radio in North America. Today is Tuesday, November 6th, and we're glad that you're with us. This show is brought to you in cooperation between Michigan and US Arab Radio. The number here is 248-557-3300. In Arabic or English, give us a call. If you have a comment, you have a question, give us a call, 248-557-3300. It's going to be another rainy day in southeast Michigan. We'll take it as long as it's not snowing. We're not ready. I'm not ready for the snow. I don't know about you. My daughter keeps saying, yes, I want it to snow because I want to play in the snow, but I'm not ready to shovel the snow. The weather is nice outside. It's a little bit windy, but it's okay. Temperature is in the 50s and should reach the 50s this afternoon. It's fall and we enjoy it and like it. I don't need to tell you about today. Today is election day. We hope you either cast your ballot or on your way to vote or planning to sometimes today. You don't need me to lecture you about voting. We all know how important it is. We all know that it is our duty in a democratic system. When I look at the numbers sometimes and I see how low our participation is as a society in elections, it's really disheartening because in other countries people die on the way to vote. They stand in lines for hours and hours and hours and they wage battles so they can have that right. And we have it here. And most of us don't vote. It's really unfortunate. I've heard a lot of people complaining about what kind of governments we have and what kind of system we have. We have a great system. It's whether we use it or not. And if you don't like people that are serving in at the local level, at the in Lansing and Washington, well, you hire them. Whether you voted or not, you hire them. And this is the time. If you're not happy with them, if you're not happy with their performance, this is the time to fire them. This is the time to get different people. So it's very important that we have someone, and it's very important to really partake in this today. This is your chance, and I hope that you're registered. I know that not many people registered, but it's good enough. Let's hope that people who have registered vote today. And then we can worry about people who did not register later on at a later time. Supposedly, we're going to have quite a bit of candidates who's going to call in. We hope they do so to help us to get out the vote. By this time, you either made up your mind who you're going to vote for, and we're not going to tell you who to vote for, but we're going to ask you kindly to vote. It's very important. And to go back to my point, which is, if you don't vote, you are empowering those people you don't like in government, because your non-vote is a vote yes for them. So if you don't like these people, you need to go vote for someone you think is going to do a better job. As simple as that. There are a lot of. I know this is the midterm. This is not the presidential election, but it's one of the most important elections. The midterm elections it could become one of the most important elections in the history of the United States, because if either party wins, there are going to be a lot of changes in government, locally, nationally, and at the state level. So again, if you haven't been happy with what's going on, this is the chance for you to. And I know you're busy. We're all busy, but it takes only 2 minutes, 5 minutes. You can go cast your ballot. And if you don't like anybody, at all on the ballot, that's fine. Go vote and put in an empty ballot, just a blank ballot. And that will send a huge message to those in charge that I'm not happy with you. I'm not happy with the Democratic system, the Democratic Party. I'm not happy with the Republican Party. I'm not happy with the candidates you're fielding. And you send a message. Voting is about sending this message, and if you don't send the message, that means you don't exist. And if you don't exist, guess what? You don't have a right to complain. Only if you voted, you have a right to complain. Yes, I understand it's a free society, and you're free to say whatever you want to say, but you really don't have that right because you didn't partake into the system. This is a great system. Say whatever you want to say about the two-party system. This is what we have, and use it and see and make it work. Okay, it's not going to change overnight. It's not going to change today. It's not going to change tomorrow. But this is what we have. Use it. Go vote, and and we on the ballot we have school board candidates. We have state rep candidates. We have all kind of candidates on the ballot, and then we have state senators, then we have U.S. senators, Congress people, Wayne County Commission, and these are the people who are going to make decisions that will touch your lives. If certain people get to continue to do what they're doing or get empowered by this election, there are a lot of things that may not be here tomorrow or next year, such as Social Security, such as healthcare. A lot of things could just be gone, because if you don't vote, and certain people in Washington that they've been doing whatever they've been doing, whether you agree with them or not, they're going to be empowered. They're going to do more of this stuff, and you're going to be deprived. The thing that the most we need to send, the message that we need to send, is we're not happy with the way politics have been running in this country. This divisiveness, this politics of fear, we need to end that. And I hope that the candidates will change that tone, will get together, and then it's so simple. All we're asking them is for the basic, to be civilized. Is that too much to ask? To be civilized. Again, the number is 248-557-3300. Adel Mozip is gonna join us soon. From I understand is from one of the polling stations, so we can get a flavor of what's going on at the polling sites. I drove by one of the polling stations and I didn't see a lot of people there, and near where I live, and I hope that more and more people would go vote. I know it's still early, but earlier the better. If you go vote on the ballot as well, there are other items of reference, and there are 2 or 3 proposals in Michigan. One of them is the marijuana proposal, in which if it passes, then marijuana would be allowed to be sold. It says allow individuals 21 and older to purchase, possess, and use marijuana and marijuana-infused edibles, and grow up to 12 marijuana plants for personal consumption. And then I'm not endorsing or telling you how to vote on this, but these are things you need to think about. Are these the things that you want to support or not? This is your chance. The thing with the marijuana is, even if it passes at the local level, you still have issues because federally it's still prohibited, and there may be an issue, and then the police in the state would have to sort that out. But and it is on. It's a proposal 1. It's the marijuana proposal, and you need to make up your mind whether you want to support it or not. Because if it passes, then people would be able, 21 and older, will be able to, buy it, use it, plan it for personal use. And you need to think about that. The other one is the election proposal or redistricting proposal, which is taking redistricting. Redistricting here is that who draws the district for elections. And, it has been done by the legislator, and every time there's a different party in there, they change these lines. And allegedly in Michigan, some of these lines have been changed to favor the Republicans because they have been in government. Excuse me. And some people have challenged that, and it's called gerrymandering, and it is against the law, but it can be done if enough people vote on it. Now, this is going to take that, it's going to take it away from the legislator and put it in the hands of a group of people who will be elected and selected like a commission to do that. And hopefully it's a non-partisan commission to do that. So there's a lot to do and shape your future based on these proposals. And proposal number 3, and I think it's it's about time that we're talking about these issues. Proposal number 3 basically says that if it's the voting, the automatic voting proposal, which is now you go to vote, and if you're not registered and you have valid identification and so forth and so on, you cannot vote. And what this would do is it would allow voting whether you register or not. They will register you immediately right there, and then you'll be able to vote on that day. You don't have to register, be pre-registered at certain time and then coming in. And there, plus and minuses to that. Some of the pluses is that this would give more people the chance to vote. There are people who think that they are registered, and they get to the polling station, and then they tell them, guess what? You can't really vote. And then there are people who maybe, never voted, and they get inspired, and they go to the polling station. They say, guess what? You're not registered. This would allow them to do that. The drawback here is that normally municipalities like to know how many people are going to be voting so they can print enough ballots. Now, this could be an issue to cost more money, because they would have to estimate, how many extra ballots you should have, which is it's worth it, because everybody should have a right to vote. And if people want to vote and we spend a few $1,000s on extra ballots, that's fine. And now, as you well know, some states are using electronic ballots, which is really good, which is you go into a screen and then you do your voting, and it automatically goes into, instead of the paper one. Because the way, let me explain how it works. For those who haven't voted, you go now, you give them your driver license, and you fill out a small slip, and then it says, this is so-and-so, and this is so-and-so, and this is so-and-so. And then they verify you, they check you, and then they say, well, your district is number 12, for example. And then they give you a paper ballot, and you take the ballot to the small box for privacy, and then you fill out these names, and basically it's like red dots. They're not really red, they're blue, black dots and blue, depending on the pen. And then you fill out these dots, and then you go and then you remove the tip of your ballot, and then you insert it into a machine, and it would say, that you voted. And this is how it works. The electronic one, it's done automatically. It automatically counts your voting and so forth and so on, and you don't have to use any paper ballots at all. And some of those have been using them. They're very successful. So I think eventually this will become that way. And eventually, hopefully, you'll be able to vote electronically from your own home. And this is really going to inspire a lot more people to do it online as well. We do a lot of business online these days, and I don't see why not. This is really happening. We're going to be talking more about the proposals. Please stay tuned. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
If you have immigration questions dealing with wanting to visit the United States, wanting to work in the United States, wanting to study in the United States, or bringing your family to the United States, you need to contact Lagana & Associates Law Firm. Lagana and Associates Law Firm practice areas include family and business immigration and deportation. Dealing with cases overseas in the Arab region, for free consultation, please call their WhatsApp number at 001-617-283-1018. Lagana and Associates Law Firm offers experienced guidance that will help you with your legal needs as well as navigating the legal system successfully with confidence. Again, their number is 1-617-283-1018.
تعرفوا شيء، احنا كتير بنهتم بالمقبلات بالاكل الشامي،
واحنا بنهتم بالبهارات والتسبيكة في الأكل المصري،
واحنا نهتم هواية باللحوم وجودتها بالاكل العراقي، واحنا في مطعم عشتار نهتم بيكم. اعتمدوا علينا ايا كان. نحن في عشتار نعرف ان لكل مذاق اسرار، فنحن نقدم اجود انواع اللحوم من ملحمة عشتار الواقعة على 56865 راين رود.
عشتار، قصة حضارة ترويها لكم أطباقنا المميزة في كل زيارة.
تفضلوا بزيارتنا في 3625 East 15 Mile Road, Sterling Heights.
مطعم عشتار بإدارة فادي بهنام وعلي البغدادي. 586-698-2585 586-698-2585.
Dear Dearborn residents, this is Adel Mozip, your candidate for the Dearborn School Board. It's very important to have strong, qualified school board members who are independent and have the students' best interest at heart. I believe I am that candidate who will always listen to your issues and work for you on the board. I have an MBA, a decade of activism for our schools. I'm humbly asking for your vote on November 6th.
اسمي عادل موزب، مرشحكم للمجلس التربوي في ديربورن. لي أكثر من 10 سنوات في النشاط التعليمي وماجستير إدارة أعمال. أتشرف بصوتكم في 6 نوفمبر لمستقبل أفضل لأطفالنا.
Paid for by Adel Mozip for DPS.
سوا على الهوا.
سوا
سوا على الهوا يأتيكم عبر أثير إذاعة
صباح الخير. أمريكا.
من يوم اللي تكون يا وطني الموت.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem. We're talking about voting. Today is the day. I'm sure you're tired of all the political ads and the nasty ads, and I don't understand it why people continue doing that, and I'm not sure whether they're effective or not, but I would rather that the candidates tell us what they're going to do instead of tell me how bad the other guy is or the other person is. It's just terrible. Some of these ads are so negative, even my children didn't like him. They became so repulsive. So the good thing about tonight is we don't have to see these nasty ads till maybe another year or 2 years from now. Nasty ads in politics have always been part of politics, and I hope they're not, but they exist. People spend a lot of money on those, and they annoy us. And so this is one thing that I wanted to mention a great website, vote411.org. Vote, VOTE, for the number 411.org. If you go to that and then you put your information in, meaning that you put your street address, your zip code, and your city, and it'll tell you who, like a sample ballot, and it'll tell you who are the people that are running for what office, and then what the issues are on the ballot and everything, and that will help you educate yourself a little bit on if you have not done it. And I guess Jerry is with us this morning. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, my brother, Mr. Khalil Hachem. Happy election day to you and to America.
Thank you. Happy to you, too.
Thank you. My brother, Khalil Hachem, I do believe today is the day that this great country give us a beautiful gift, which is the right to vote. And as you mentioned earlier, Mr. Khalil Hachem, at the old country, with my love to the Middle East, we were scared to go to vote, just in case if somebody come and shoot me if I gonna vote for the opponent of that person. But look at this country, brother Khalil. The poll open from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. And everybody, regardless of black and brown and white, he go and express and he put his vote for the person who wants without any pressure from anybody. You have the right to choose your candidate. My brother Khalil Hachem, I appreciate your show because you encourage the people to vote. And I would appreciate Mr. Khalil Hashim, because it's a very important day to our community, if I could express my word in Arabic language, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead, please.
عزيزي وأخي خليل هاشم، شكرا على برنامجك. هذا اليوم هو يوم تاريخي في حياة هذا البلد العظيم أمريكا، الذي استضافنا من جميع بقاع العالم. هذا البلد الذي أعطانا الكسوة والغذاء والسقف لننام عندما قذفت بنا ظروف بلادنا العزيزة خارج حدود البلد الأم الوطن، وأصبح هذا بمثابة وطننا الجديد أمريكا. فنحن كعرب أمريكيون كلدان من جميع الطوائف لنا الحق في الانتخابات، فانتخاباتنا هي وجودنا، وإذا لم ننتخب نحن ليس لنا وجود في هذا البلد العظيم، لأنه السلطة والحكومة والإدارة يعرفون حجم كل جالية وجماعة، إن كانت عرب أو بولش أو إيطاليان أو آيرش أو أخوة الأفارقة السود، يعرفون مدى قابلية كل جهة وكل جروب وكل جماعة بالانتخابات.
أحسنت
أبناء إخوتي من الجاليات العربية والكلدانية في جميع أنحاء ديتوريا، اذهبوا إلى الانتخابات. إنها موضوع 15 دقيقة أو 20 دقيقة، تذهبوا إلى القهوة وإلى الشابينج مول وإلى الموفي وتصرف ساعة أو ساعتين. فهذا هو وجودنا،
إن شاء الله.
لأنه ديترويت أصبحت خليل بمثابة مكة، عاصمة العرب خارج حدود البلد الأم. هذه أصبحت عاصمة العرب جميعا. يجب أن نثبت وجودنا من خلال الانتخابات، لأن هذا البلد من خلال انتخاباتنا أعطى لنا حرية العبادة، حرية التعبير، حرية السياسة. فهلموا بنا لننتخب. وشكرا عزيزي خليل هاشم.
Jerry, did you vote today?
عزيزي خليل، من بعد ما بنتهي من برنامج صوت العرب أمريكا أنا في طريقي إلى هناك عزيزي.
بدي أسألك سؤال Jerry, and this is only for my information. Do Chaldeans consider themselves Arabs?
كل صراحة أخي العزيز خليل هاشم، نعم، عندما أعترف أن النعمان بن المنذر الملك، ملك الحيرة في العراق، كان يتكلم العربية قبل أن يتكلم ويعتنق النصرانية. نعم، نحن نعترف بوجودنا وانتمائنا العربي كقومية كلدانية. العروبة في دمائنا وفي لساننا، لسان الضاد يجمعنا بغسان وعدنان.
أحسنت. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your call this morning.
شكرا عزيزي.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate it. Again, thank you, Jerry, for this mini speech in Arabic and in English, and we appreciate it. And Jerry said he's going to vote after, and I believe him. Again, we're expecting a few of the candidates to call and one. I tried the vote 411. I was just trying it now. And again, it's a very simple website, vote411.org. And then it asks you to put your street address and then city, state, and zip code. And then you push enter. And that takes you into what it is, like a sample ballot. And it shows you, and this is a nonpartisan. This is for information only. This is put together by the League of Women Voters Education Fund. And it's really a great site for you to get educated, because you need to be educated before you go out there. You don't want to go out there and then start just picking names and whatever looks good for you. You need to know what some of these people stand for and who you're voting for. And again, if you're not happy with anybody, you still need to go and vote, because candidates and politicians and those who study voting, they take a look at districts and they try to see, how many people voted in this district and what's going on in here. So to see what's really going on before they make decisions whether they pay attention to that district or not. What we're going to do here is that one of the issues on the ballot in the Dearborn area is the Henry Ford Community College millage. And there has been a lot of information and misinformation about this issue. And we asked the college if we can get somebody to explain to us what is that issue and, why should people support it. And we have John McDonald's with us. Good morning, John.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely. Again, there are a lot of information out there, some of them information or misinformation about the millage issue. Could you first tell us who you are and in relation to the college, and then, what the issue is and why should people support it?
Well, I'm president of the Federation of Teachers, which represents the full-time faculty at the college.
Okay.
I've held that position for about 40 years. And I am a vice president of our national organization, the American Federation of Teachers. We represent about 1.7 million members across the country.
Wonderful.
Did you want me to proceed into the discussion?
Yes, go ahead, please. Yeah, what is a millage about? And let's take it one step at a time. What's a millage about?
The millage seeks to renew one mill, which was voted on by the Dearborn voters 5 years ago. It is not an additional millage. It does not change the rate that people have been paying for 5 years in the community. So it is a renewal. It will be used for a number of purposes, primarily to enhance teaching, to broaden the opportunity for students to participate, take programs that are very important to them, particularly the high-skill, high-tech jobs. Expand the early college program, which allows students to achieve a high school degree and an associate's degree in 5 years, as well as dual enrollment collegiate academy, which again allows students to take college credit. Henry Ford while they're in high school, saving parents a great deal of money.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's designed to do. It will allow us to bring our technology up to state of the art. It will allow us to provide additional facilities for a large number of additional students from the Dearborn High School we hope to serve.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Normally, most universities and colleges used to get more money from the state and more money from the federal government, this is not happening anymore. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It's tragic. Our state revenue is at the level in actual dollars it was in that we received in 2003. So that money has diminished considerably. It used to be about roughly 40 to 50% of our revenue stream. Now it's less than 20%. The same is true of federal money. It's getting more and more difficult to get the kind of Perkins money we need to maintain our technology at the institution. But the state primarily has stepped away from its responsibility. It really sees education as not as a common good, but it's available to those who can afford it.
Absolutely. Have you guys done the calculation? For example, if I own a home of $100,000, which would be taxable value of $50,000, the 1 mil, what has it been costing me?
If your home is in that range, I think the average home in Dearborn's a little higher than that, maybe 130 or 120.
Sure.
It'd be about. It would continue the rate, and you'd be paying about $4.50 a month, which you are largely paying right now.
Okay.
Home rates fluctuate, depending on the market, but
sure.
Essentially, it'd be about $4.50 a month.
A month, this is really added to the taxes at the end of the year, and then comes in with a tax bill. We don't have to pay it separately. Is that correct?
No, unless you're going to have some special arrangement, it would be included in your tax bill whenever that arrives.
Exactly. For the summer, which is, I think, it arrives in the summertime. But it's already calculated into the taxes. It's not like a separate bill or anything like that.
That additional mill is already calculated in.
Okay.
It's been there for 5 years.
Sure.
In terms of local support, we are receiving less taxpayer support from the the residents of Dearborn than we did 10 years ago.
Why is that?
Because housing has fallen in value over that period of time. It's beginning to take off again the last year or so, but we've not recovered the deep cuts we took in housing value and commercial value during the Great Recession.
There has been some information in the community, but this should have ended. This was to bail out the college. This is not, shouldn't continue. What do you say to that?
Well, one trustee has taken that position. The other 6 have not.
Okay.
And in effect, I've looked into this. I've looked at the official minutes of the trustees at that time. There's no mention of a one-time millage that is barred from being renewed. I've looked at all the literature that we distributed to get voter support for the millage. None of it mentions one time. And so the official position of the board, as recorded in its official minutes, doesn't reflect the recollection of this particular board member. But even if the board at that time, 5 years ago, said it was going to be one time, even if that were the case, no board can obligate a future board to such a position. The future board has the responsibility, or in this case, the present board, to look at the facts, look at the circumstances, and make a judgment call. So it'd be as though, Congress and U.S. Congress in 1850 said there's going to be slavery. We can never change that. Well, obviously we have, because other subsequent legislators have been more enlightened. And so you can't obligate a board of trustees, a board of education indefinitely.
Sure.
Every board, and you have a change of people over 5 years on the board.
Now, if it had such a limitation, it would have to be a sunset clause in the language of the proposal. Is that correct? It doesn't exist.
In a sense, every millage you pass has a sunset, in the sense that this millage the millage is expiring, runs for 5 years. The next millage will run for 5 years. Maybe a school district has a 10-year millage, but at some point in time, it's going to end, and it's going to be up for the voters to renew it. And that's what's happening right now. It's not as though the voters are being forced to renew it. They're going to decide if the trustees made the right call or not in asking for it to be renewed.
How important is that millage to the college?
Well, it represents about 5% of our revenue, and that's a big piece of revenue to lose. But beyond that, you have the state not stepping forward. You have tax base that hasn't recovered completely from the recession. And so it would really prohibit us from doing what we want to do for the Dearborn students who come to the college. And about 40 to 50%, I think it's 40%, of all high school graduates come to the college. And adults come to retrain and to upgrade their job skills. So it would restrict what we can do. Would it shut us down? No, it's not going to shut us down. But it's going to be very difficult to continue the quality we want to offer.
Absolutely. What other programs do you offer for the community?
Well, obviously, we offer college transfer degrees where people take their first 2 years, maybe in the liberal arts, maybe in the technical side. They move on to a 4-year institution to get their 4-year degree, although we do have some arrangements with colleges on campus to get a 4-year degree. Siena is an example. We have a 4-year degree in culinary arts that the college itself offers. But beyond that, we offer a great amount of retraining that might lead to a certificate, not necessarily to a degree. We have corporate clients who come to us and say, we really don't want a certificate per se or a degree per se, but we want you to come to our site and train our people and upgrade our people to be more efficient, more productive, have greater skills. And then we just are community resource. We have theater, we have our band that goes out to the community that's been recognized internationally. And so it's cultural, educational, and commercial business work that we do in the community.
In the few seconds that we have left, why should people support the millage?
Well, education is very important. No matter whether you're a grandparent, as I am, a parent, or a college student, people know if they do not have those higher education skills, they do not have a college degree or certificate or training, they're not going to get the high-tech, high-demand jobs that are out there right now. And that means they're not going to be the kind of citizen that we want in Dearborn. They're going to be struggling to make money. They're not going to really be able to contribute to the economy. That's what the great student debt crisis is about as well. You've got a lot of students who are going to very expensive places as opposed to Henry Ford Community College. And they run up debt, and they can't buy a home, they can't get married, they can't start a family, they can't buy a car. And so it's important, I think, for students and parents and grandparents to recognize that education is important, not only for the individual receiving it, but for the community and the economy as a whole.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. McDonald, for being with us, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely.
Have a great morning, and everyone get out to vote.
Yeah. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
العطاء قصة رائعة، بدايتها إنسان يهتم ونهايتها إنسان يحتاج. مؤسسة الحياة للإغاثة والتنمية، ومنذ أكثر من 25 عاما تحمل عطاءك إلى من يستحقه ويحتاجه، بغض النظر عن الجنس أو العرق أو الدين. فأينما تكون الحاجة تجد الحياة تقدم المساعدة الطبية والملاجئ وبناء المدارس والأوار الارتوازية وبرامج كفالة عوائل اللاجئين والأيتام وغيرها حسب الحاجة. للمساعدة في استمرار هذا الجهد الكبير امنح تبرعك المعفى من الضرائب اليوم إلى منظمة الحياة للإغاثة والتنمية عبر الموقع www.lifeusa.org أو الاتصال على الرقم المجاني 1-800-827-3543.
Dear Dearborn residents, this is Adel Mozip, your candidate for the Dearborn School Board. It's very important to have strong, qualified school board members who are independent and have the students' best interest at heart. I believe I am that candidate who will always listen to your issues and work for you on the board. I have an MBA, a decade of activism for our schools. I'm humbly asking for your vote on November 6th.
اسمي عادل موزب، مرشحكم للمجلس التربوي في ديربورن. لي أكثر من 10 سنوات في النشاط التعليمي وماجستير إدارة أعمال. أتشرف بصوتكم في 6 نوفمبر لمستقبل أفضل لأطفالنا.
Paid for by Adel Mozip for DPS.
سوا على الهوا
سوا عطول
سوا على الهوا يأتيكم عبر أثير إذاعي.
Thank you for being with us. Welcome back and good morning.
Hello, good morning. طبعا احنا يعني شكرا على البرنامج الجميل اللي تقدموه.
يا اهلا وسهلا.
هنا عندنا دا اشوف المساحه واسعه كان عندنا هالسنه يعني نشر يعني تبيان المنتخبين، وكان عندهم مساحه واسعه للكلام والاعلانات عن والدعايات لهم.
نعم.
لكن نحن بعد اليوم راح مثلا يصعد هذا في ديربون وينزل هذا في ستيرلينغ، هاي النتيجه راح تكون إذا اوكي. بس ما ركزنا على على بروبوزلات الموجوده واستمرار بعض القرارات. المفروض هاي تكون لها مساحه اكبر من هاي الانتخابات، لان هاي تأمن الجميع وتبقى فور ايفر، يعني ما راح تتبدل. مثل الناخب 4 سنين ينزل 3 سنين ينزل، بس هاي القرارات راح تبقى فور ايفر. فكان المفروض انه تكون لنا مساحه اكثر نشرح للمواطنين خاصه العربيه انه ما هي هذه القرارات وما هي هاي البروبوزلات. مثلا دائما نسمع سوي بروبوزل 1 نو، لاقي 2 3 سوي يس. المفروض يفهمون الجاليه شنو في بعض الاحيان نقول نو هي تنعكس بالكتابه، يعني مثلا no I don't want to be this thing.
That's right.
فكلمة يس انه هنا بده يصير تغيير، بده تتغير الجمله وبده تتغير المعنى
ان شاء الله.
فهنا مثلا عندنا بروبوزل، مثلا عندنا او بروبوزل 1 هو اللي مروانه مثلا. اني كلهم يقولون نو، انا اخالف النظريه هذه. انا اشوف يس، لان اذا هي نو وعندنا هالضحايا، يعني النو مالتنا كانه مثل احنا هسه الوضع الموجود اللي دا ياخذها اذا إذا قانونية أو مو قانونية. فإحنا ليش ما نسمح الفرصة للي راح يستفاد منها؟ وأنا من خلال تجربتي لبعض المرضى في تدخين، فأنا ليش أحرم الناس اللي راح تستفاد منها من الناس اللي هي راح تستعملها إذا أنا أقول يس أو نو. هاي الوحدة. فيعني أكو أشياء مثلا عندنا اللغة ما فاهميها بالضبط، القرارات الحكومية مثلا 2 و 3 يعني أرجو شرحها، وكلمة يس ونو هنا لها تأثير كلش يعني هي كشعرة. فأتمنى كان عندنا في يعني برامج تطلع بجانب هذا تشرح لنا هذا، فما أعرف يعني.
إن شاء الله. Thank you so much.
ولو هي متأخرة الفكرة.
We had several programs where we explained everyone, and we went over the candidates, and then we went over the proposals, and then we went over, this is like we had so many different programs leading up to today, because you can't do them all in one day. I had 2 of them where for a whole hour we talked about each proposal, we talked about how important it is, and what the ramifications are, what the consequences are, and we had different people discussing them.
ولا مقاطعة هنا احنا نلاحظ اللي دا يقول لك صوت يس أو نو دائما دا يدور مصلحته.
Exactly.
مثلا هذا الشخص يصلح إلى أن تكون هذا نو. لأن راح تدير إلى بفائدة.
Thank you. We appreciate your call, and we'll do better next time. Thank you. Good morning, Adel.
Good morning, Khalil.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Have you had a chance to go out to the polling stations?
Oh yeah. I already visited now 4 elementary so far, and the turnout has been amazing. I always vote early in the morning.
Yes.
I voted about 7:35, and I was already voter number 35.
Wonderful.
So the turnout is great. I ask all the people to come out and vote for whomever you see fit for office. This is your chance to complain. You complain at the ballot box. This is your chance to make your voice heard. You make your voice heard at the ballot box. Do not delay. Go. There is a lot of great help out there. There are a lot of volunteers passing out a lot of literature for their own candidates. And if you are in Dearborn, I hope to be one of your choices for the Board of Education.
I'd like you to stay with us for a little bit, and then I'm going to take a short break, and then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to talk about the race that you're running for, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about the proposals as well. Please stay with us, Adel.
Sure.
تعرفوا شيء، احنا كتير بنهتم بالمقبلات بالأكل الشامي،
واحنا بنهتم بالبهارات والتسبيكة في الأكل المصري،
واحنا نهتم هواية باللحوم وجودتها بالأكل العراقي، واحنا في مطعم عشتار نهتم بيكم. اعتمدوا علينا أيا كان. نحن في عشتار نعرف أن لكل مذاق أسرار، فنحن نقدم أجود أنواع اللحوم من ملحمة عشتار الواقعة على 56865 راين رود.
عشتار، قصة حضارة ترويها لكم أطباقنا المميزة في كل زيارة.
تفضلوا بزيارتنا في 3625 East 50 Mile Road, Sterling Heights.
مطعم عشتار بإدارة فادي بهنام وعلي البغدادي. 586-698-2585 586-698-2585.
هل ترغبون في الهجرة إلى أمريكا؟ هل لديكم طلب هجرة في الشرق الأوسط يحتاج إلى متابعة؟ مكاتب المحامي ستيفن لجانا بإمكانهم مساعدة الأشخاص الذين يواجهون تحديات تتعلق في الهجرة داخل أمريكا وفي بعض الدول التي تشهد نزاعات مثل العراق، سوريا واليمن. المحامي لجانا لديه خبرة أكثر من 28 سنة في قضايا لم الشمل الفيز بجميع أنواعها، الفيز التجارية، الاستثمار في أمريكا وقضايا الترحيل. للاستشارة المجانية تواصلوا على الرقم 617-283-1018 617-283-1018 ومن جميع أنحاء العالم على الواتساب 001-617-283-1018 إذا كنتم تحتاجون إلى مساعدة قانونية شاملة بما يتعلق في الهجرة إلى أمريكا. المحامي ستيفن لجانا هو العنوان.
Dear Dearborn residents, this is Adel Mozip, your candidate for the Dearborn School Board. It's very important to have strong, qualified school board members who are independent and have the students' best interest at heart. I believe I am that candidate who will always listen to your issues and work for you on the board. I have an MBA, a decade of activism for our schools. I'm humbly asking for your vote on November 6th.
اسمي عادل موزب، مرشحكم للمجلس التربوي في ديربورن. لي أكثر من 10 سنوات في النشاط التعليمي وماجستير إدارة أعمال. أتشرف بصوتكم في 6 نوفمبر لمستقبل أفضل لأطفالنا.
Paid for by Adel Mozip for DPS.
سوا على الهوا
سوا عطول
سوا على الهوا يأتيكم عبر أثير إذاعة
صباح الخير أمريكا
من يوم اللي اتكون يا وطني.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. Today is election day and we've been talking about a variety of different issues, and now we're going to continue with Adel. Adel, what is the office you're running for, and why should people support you?
Yes, I'm running for the Board of Education, and I hope to earn their vote because I'm very committed. I'm very passionate about our schools, and I do have the credentials. I've been active in our schools for the past 10 years, established a mentoring program at Etzel Ford, and meeting with the administration every month to go over the issues that we have at various schools. I also have taught for 3 years, teaching students technology, financial literacy, and media literacy. And I also have an MBA from Michigan, from Wayne State University, and an undergrad from the University of Michigan in Dearborn. I own a business. I have 2 children who are 8 and 5. The oldest one is at Gear Park Elementary, and I hope people consider me for that post because I believe I am the most qualified candidate. I'll be asking the tough questions. I'm not a rubber stamp. I'll be an independent voice representing all residents of Dearborn and bringing their issues to the Board of Education.
What is the most important issue when it comes to the board right now?
Well, obviously, student achievement and their safety. It's the most important thing. I participated in the strategic committee, or the strategic planning committee, which we had in 2015 to 2016. It was over 6 months. And we came up, rebranded the district, and the mission of and the vision of Dearborn Public Schools is students first, educate, inspire, and celebrate. So students are at the core focus. Obviously, the stakeholders are many, which includes all the teachers, the parents, and the community at large. So student academic achievement and their safety is my number 1 priority. And when I'm on the board, that's going to be my whole interest and only interest.
Wonderful. What I want to do is, and we had a caller earlier, and then, and I don't know if you heard the discussion, and she was kind of concerned that more needs to be done to explain what's really on the ballot, specifically the proposals. As you well know, Proposal 1 it pertains to marijuana, and we're not here to advocate for or against, but we need to explain to people, what this proposal is all about. And reading it this morning, it basically says that if it passes, people 21 or older can possess, buy, use, and even plant at their home for their own consumption marijuana. Am I covering every aspect?
Right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. So legalizing marijuana has been done in many other states, and this proposal is trying to do the same in Michigan. There are so many issues with the proposal. I feel very strongly myself about it, especially that I'm working with the youth. Unfortunately, marijuana is a gateway drug. However, I do agree with decriminalizing marijuana, at least, and not incarcerating many African Americans or many minorities for possessing that drug. But making it recreational and anybody over 21 can get it, it will just make it more accessible to youth. And that's one of the major cons for this proposal.
Yeah. What's the mood in the community about that?
I believe here in Dearborn, the overwhelming majority is voting no. but I do expect the proposal to pass statewide since it has kind of many supporters from both sides, both Republican and Democrat.
You know, originally this was supposed to be about medical marijuana, and now it seems like they're opening the gate for everybody.
Right.
I mean, medical makes sense,
medical
but
already passed
yeah,
a long time ago.
yeah.
Probably when I was in college, 2006, 2010, around that, 2006, I believe. So yeah, this one will just open it for everyone, and since across the border in Canada, it is legal. So many states are just more adopting it, but people have to keep in mind that it's still federal crime to possess that. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mentioned that earlier. I mean, the federal law still prohibits it, and then it's going to create a clash between state law and federal law. And if law enforcement wants to pick on someone for having marijuana, that person could be, they could be arrested. People need to know that.
By federal forces, right?
Yeah. And the other proposal is basically about the district lines. And now, instead of the legislator drawing these lines, if this passes, then there'll be a commission that will draw these lines. Is that correct?
Right. So, similar to California and other states, they have adopted an independent commission that gets formed by the Secretary of State, and the details for it is enormous. Of how it gets done and how it gets elected and how does it do check and balance. But essentially, it's taking away that power from the ruling party in the state and giving that to the independent commission so they can draw the lines. As you can see, we are gerrymandered to the nickel. So some districts just have totally awkward coverage. So you have, for example, the 13th district, from all the way in Detroit to all the way to Southfield. Even in my district, for the U.S. Congress, it also covers Ann Arbor. So the ruling party, and both Democrats and Republicans, have been using it in their favor to draw the lines and making sure that their candidates get the most votes possible and also compact their opponents into one district.
It sounds like it could be a good thing if an independent commission really takes care of that, and I'm not sure what the experience has been in other states.
Right, in California it has been great. I believe the former governor Arnold is coming, to advocate for it because he was also a victim for it as a Republican, and then you have a Democrat legislature who were drawing the line.
Yeah. Now, the other proposal number 3 is in the automatic voting, which is, I like that idea,
why people one is great. It's going to make voting much easier. You don't have to have a reason to vote early. That's actually going to increase turnout and going to involve more people in the political process. They don't have to say a reason or say they're busy, and then you can vote early 30 days prior to the election. It will also have automatic registration when you renew your driver's license or when you get it the first time, and that will actually take away a lot of the work that some other organizations are being dogged into to register people to vote. Now you still have the option to opt out. Some people may say, well, what if I don't want to register to vote? You still have the option to say, I'm opting out of voting, and it's a form. So it's kind of the other way around. You opt out of the system and you're no longer a voter. But this will ensure that more people are participating in the political process. And democracy, I believe, will always work when you have more people participating.
Absolutely. And I think it's a good idea. And I think if people don't want to vote, so what if you register to vote? Just don't vote. But I hope more and more people vote. To me, these things were done to encourage and discourage poor people from voting. So these things were put in place originally to really prevent poor and minorities from voting.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is a lot of voter suppression, Khalil, and as I said, democracy works best when you have more people participating.
Sure.
And democracy is not a spectator sport, so everybody needs to participate. Everybody needs to make their voice heard, whether you're voting one way or another. At least you're making your case, and at least you have the right to complain later.
In the 10 seconds we have left, please tell us why should people vote for you.
Well, I'm very passionate. I'm very dedicated. I will always listen to your issues and take them into high consideration. I will always return your calls. I'm a great listener, and I'm a great doer, too. And I hope to earn your vote for the Dearborn Board of Education if you are in my district.
Thank you so much, Adel. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. In the couple of minutes we have left, first I want to thank you for being with us. Second, I want to urge you to vote today. I don't care who you vote for, and I'm not here to advocate one side or the other, as long as you exercise that right and vote. And in the last minute or two that I have, I just want to put a plug in for, the other things that I do, which is real estate. The market is still very good. A lot of people calling me and asking me, is it too late to buy this year? And the answer is no. November is a perfect perfect month to really buy if you're not affected by what school your kids should go to, or if you're in the same neighborhood, or if these things are not an issue to you. And here's why. Most sellers want to close the year on a good note, and they want to sell before the end of the year for tax purposes. So they're more willing to make deals with you and give you a really good price on a home if you're in the market for buying a home. Also, we expect the feds to increase interest rates next year, which means your loan is going to cost you more. Depending on how much the loan is, it could cost you between $75 to $100, something like that. This money could go toward your insurance. So there's a lot of savings. The weather is still good, and if it takes about 40 to 45 days to close a deal, if we're getting a loan. So if you are in the market for a home, give me a call, 313-819-0101. We'll get you the home that you're looking for a good price. The market is very good. This is a good time to buy. Thank you so much for being with us. Again, the number is 313-819-0101. Have a blessed day. Please don't forget to vote. Bye now.